What it do? This is Tadamio Firewater coming at you with some more bullshittery. Man, I've been off of quarantine for the last few days and it's been kind of crazy. Like, I haven't even really gone anywhere. I think the only place I went was just to go get gas and check mail. Really isn't much to do and shit like that in Browning, man. But here's some craziness. Well, a few days ago, right before I went ahead and started dicking off, went ahead and went down and got a newspaper. You guys got to check this shit out. Know your voting rights. You guys ever watch Futurama? You know the whole fucking Bender goes and it's like the 2012 election and shit, and he goes and he's like, man, yeah, Nixon said that convicted felons can vote, right? As long as they vote for Nixon. You know, me being a fucking Republican and shit and joking around about that shit, check this out. Read that bottom piece. You have the right to vote even if you have been convicted of a felony or misdemeanor as long as you are not currently incarcerated. Explain that shit. Explain that shit. Explain that. What the fuck? This is Montana. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? This is some craziness right here. There really isn't much to do. Other than, well, yep, you have a right to vote. So, come the second, man, I'm going to go vote on this shit. Get my voice out there heard and stuff, man. But yeah, no, there's some craziness though, man. Holy fuck. If you have the right to vote, if you've been convicted of a felony or misdemeanor, as long as you're not currently incarcerated. Explain that. Explain that to me. No offense. All my life I've heard, oh, well, if you have a felony, you cannot vote. You cannot do this. You cannot do that. Okay, well, explain that. Explain that to me. Somebody got to have an explanation out there for this shit. Is Montana like the only ones that like do shit like that? Like what the fuck, man? Seriously, it is insane the amount of shit going on. Hell, been checking out outside. It snowed. I hate to say it, but fucking read in the news even a few days ago. Spokane broke its record snowfall since 1957. And that was like 2 days ago or some shit, like Friday or some shit. What's up? What's up with this world, man? I thought, oh yeah, once you did this or you fuck up, you can't ever really do shit, man. And well, Montana, they must really love us or some shit, man. That or either they just want people to, what do you call it? Oh, is y'all wondered? Yeah. That's the lighter I'm using right now. Fucking get the Bix, man. But yeah, no, it's just some insanity though, man. Today has been like weird for me. Like I've been like chilling, haven't even gone seen any of my family, anything like that. To be honest, all I've been doing right now is just dicking off, and I'm waiting for wrestling to come on. Yeah, I watch WWE. Okay. Don't want to lie. I thought it'd be awesome, like to be a WWE superstar, but I doubt they'd take me. I swear too much and a little bit too violent. My move would be a reverse DDT where I grab the guy's belt, lift him up and slam him on their fucking head and say, oh, you just got hit with a bad conduct discharge, homie. BCD. Shit, I wouldn't even know what shtick I would do when I go out there. What am I supposed to be, like the brawling, nerdy fucking native man? No offense. I see a bunch of Samoans. I see a bunch of Mexicans, white people. I see people from all over the world come in. I'm like, man, when is the natives going to get their shit, man? And I'm not talking about, what's his name, man? Tatanka or whatever the fuck that guy is. You know who the hell I'm talking about, right? Found out that dude wasn't even native, man. That dude was Samoan. I'm like, okay, that's why your finishing move was that drop. Okay, that's like the move of every Samoan wrestler out there, man. The Samoan drop. Pick them up on your shoulders and then drop on your back. Okay, that's cool, man. But fuck, man, what are we supposed to do about just natives? I mean, shit, I'll take fake fighting with these dudes. I'll take getting my ass thrown around and shit. Hell, I'll jump out on the tables myself, man. I'll put myself through ladders. What are they gonna do? Stop me? Probably lose so much, man. I mean, no offense, my accolades would be punching the guy between the legs when the ref ain't looking and then pinning his ass quick. That or either just go out there, brawl, and get the shit knocked out of me. Does sound like a fun ass job, getting picked up and slammed by bigger, muscular dudes and little tiny guys jumping off of ropes and slamming into me. Damn. Sound like a hell of a party there. What do y'all think, man? But shit, what would my name be? Man, I'll tell WWE, they call me the character in my book, Tony Dark Owl. Nah. That don't have that impact on it. Fuck that. Rephrase that. The character in my second book, I am Romeo Charming. Fuck it. You know what? Let's just stick with K Damio Firewater. Second best. You know what I mean? I'm not an emperor. I ain't a king. And that's why I call myself a daimyo. I follow under somebody. I have my own little kingdom, my own little people I like to protect. Have my own little way of making money and shit. By that, I mean sitting there and pretty much collecting a fucking welfare check. Yeah, I am not really fucking right in the head, man. I mean, I've been trying to go to like head doctors and stuff to get my PTSD fixed. Like I keep on telling everybody, you know, I make the joke, you know, legalize marijuana, but the truth is, you know, legalizing it is fun. You know, it helps me out a lot. I like I tell everybody, I suffer from PTSD. You know, a lot of times I think the whole world's against me. Yeah, I have that fucked up mentality, man. It's not a good thing, man. It keeps me down. Like, out of everybody out there, people ask me, have you heard about this streamer? Have you heard about this streamer? Have you heard about this streamer? I'm like, man, have you heard about me? I do shit to myself. I cut myself down. I defeat myself before I ever go ahead and get out to a battle. You know, it's said that if one can defeat their opponent in their mind, they can never lose. But, you know, that's the thing is that I planned so much shit that it never works out for me. So I just go off the wall with the recklessness. You know, it's more funner that way. Land into a place where like a hot zone or something, just start popping off on people, man. And by that, I don't mean like fucking I'm landing like in real life on a fucking thing. I'm talking about video games, homie. Okay. Oh, hell yeah. You be safe out there too, Jordan. Hell yeah. Yeah, like I said, though, boys, just got off of quarantine. Well, I should say, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know who's all watching this, who all cares. I don't really know. But, you know, it's just been some craziness, though, man. I mean, I just don't understand it. I mean, you know, I remember as a child, right? You know, and this is in the 90s. They had a law that said that if you were convicted of a felony, you couldn't really do shit. And I just showed you guys the paper, man. I mean, Bodheada's like, no, we don't care as long as you're not in jail. As long as you're not in jail, come show up. Explain that to me. I mean, damn. I don't really get it. I really don't. But what I do get is the fact that we're getting fucked. And I don't mean, what do you call it, man? I mean, we getting fucked like by politics, man. Politicians, man. They coming out there and they all dropping their shit like they care for us and stuff. Okay, why the fuck haven't you guys passed a fucking stimulus check then? Why the fuck you guys keep on playing all these stupid fucking games? No offense, I actually have a little bit of respect for Trump because when I watched the debate, he didn't fucking pop off on his shit like as if he did with Joe Biden. And you know, why would I want to elect a guy? No offense. Here's my fucking big ass argument to Joe Biden, right? Why the fuck would you want to go ahead and be president when, you know, your own fucking Democratic Party, i.e. Nancy Pelosi, wants to pull a 25th Amendment and make your ass not president? I'd suggest getting rid of that bitch. I'd be like, nah, man, Democrats, if this was me, I'd be like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. Go to the Republican Party. The fuck? You acting like you, what do you call it, man? Republicans supposed to be for the people. For the people. I'm sorry, the only Democrat I fucking, you know, voted for was Bill Clinton. And the only reason I voted for him, well, was because he seemed cool at the time. Then after he got his dick sucked in office, I was like, I like this guy. But then everybody impeached him. I'm like, what the fuck did he do? I mean, he didn't start a war or nothing. He led up to a war. I'm just saying. Fucking pulled us out of a place where we promised people we are going to fucking end their war and shit. That's the one thing that I keep on telling everybody. I'm like, if you think about it, we promised these dudes in the 90s during Desert Shield, Desert Storm, we're going to take Saddam out. It took us like 20 fucking years to do that, man. And then after we took him out, then we went after the guy who fucked with us, man, Osama. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I'm like, can we all just get along? Can we just go ahead and, this virus is happening. Can we all just put aside all the bullshit, all the dumbassness and work together? Everybody's sitting there talking about, like dumb shit, and I'm like, okay, I understand it. One of the things I think is kind of weird, I'm not going to say it's dumb, okay? It's never dumb when somebody dies, okay? But here's my thing. When you're an anarchist and all you want is to go ahead and go out there and, there are people who actually seek justice and all you're doing is going out there looting and rioting and shit, breaking shit up, causing all sorts of fucking mayhem. Well, you're not fucking asking for justice. You're just a fucking anarchist. All you're doing is causing chaos and mayhem to people who just want a, peaceful life. That's why I say, I'm like, nah, man, I'm like, I like rebellion. I do. I love people who are rebellious, but you got to have a cause and it got to be right. It can't just be some stupid child, schoolyard bullshit, whatever, man. There has to be a fucking reason for you to go ahead and, rebel. You know what I mean? If you're sitting there and, let's say, example, you're a teenager, right? Or, you're an adult and your boss wants you to go do something dangerous that's not in your fucking job description and you tell a guy to go fuck yourself, I respect you on that. But if it's something that needs to be done, like if you don't fucking, go out there and like, let's say like a fucking dam's breaking or something, right? And you're too scared to go out there and do something to help people. Well, that looks bad on you. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't trying to diss nobody. I ain't trying to, what do you call it? Well, except for Nancy Pelosi. I'm sorry, but that you keep on like doing shit that just kind of pisses me off. Like y'all talk shit and then you go ahead and say, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Fuck, nobody wants your fucking plans. They wanted your fucking plans. They would have said yes to it. All they want is you to make a deal so that way we could all get fucking, what do you call it? I mean, shit, if worse comes to worse, I'm begging you, President Trump, Uncle Trump, come on, give us some more money, man. I already said you scored my vote with the first fucking stimulus check. Well, come on, bring them bitches out more. I guarantee you people will fucking go ahead and vote for you. If not, you're going to lose it to the fucking dude who sniffs people's hair and the chick who wants to fucking basically throw his ass out of presidency. Just saying, man, it's some dumb shit out there. Life is insane. You never know what's going to happen. All I'm saying is if we, can do shit, get shit done, that's all I worry about, I mean, how many people have lost their jobs to this pandemic? How many people have lost loved ones to this fucking pandemic? I mean, all we're doing is just sitting there blaming other people. Fucking China, these people here. We ain't even fucking trying to fucking work together, man. That's all I'm saying is just try to work together. I mean, fuck, we might not like some of these bastards. Hell, all of us have been built off of, hate and prejudice. All of our lives. At one point in our life, people were hating up and like enslaving black people. Okay, that's fucking bad right there. But, when they sit there and ask, what about the natives? Well, here's what the natives did. When they slapped chains on us, we just ran back to our people. Fuck were they going to do? We'd have fucking lynched them. Why everybody calls us the villains? Ask yourself this. At the United States, right? When people ask, who are the villains, right? Back before, 9/11, before all of that, what the fuck did everybody say? Oh, it was cowboys and Indians. Cowboys and Indians. I'm like, well, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, come on, that's been America's villains all since the beginning of America, since, went over, we saved George Washington's ass, invited him, showed him how to farm, everything like that, and he came back the next year to thank us by fucking killing all of us. Read it up. That is the true story of Thanksgiving. It's actually in college textbooks. Hate to say it. Facts right there, man. Yeah, no, fucking, no, we've never had anything. Everybody says, what about the victory against Custer? Well, that was the nail in the coffin that killed the Native Americans. What do you think everybody's gonna do? A bunch of savages gathered together and killed a highly respected military commander? Fuck no, man. All America was in fucking joint arms for that shit. Oh, fuck that, man. Them natives did what? I mean, even though this guy was out there murking us, torturing us, doing all sorts of fucked up shit with our people and stuff like that, and fucking their bodies and stuff like that after they were dead and shit. I mean, come on. The natives went ahead and killed Custer. None of them even mutilated his ass because they never even thought he was worth it. Thought he was a piece of shit. I mean, even the what do you call it? The his unit down in Texas even says the same thing. Oh no, he was a real piece of shit. You know, they have his unit there, but that's all for like, you know, like posthumous. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, it wasn't for him dying, we wouldn't have been able to chase Geronimo and everybody out of the fucking, you know, states. So I said we don't really have people who, you know, they talk about, you know, the thing there. And I talking about like, what do you call it? You know, every time they try to say Native Americans are like cool and shit, they always end up doing some crazy shit. Okay, everybody's like, oh, Native Americans, right? Y'all talk to animals and shit. No, I'm pretty sure that the only reason why animals don't attack us is because we don't come off hostile to them. Everybody all sits there and talks shit about us. I'm like, well, you know what? The only people we have are like old school fighters like Geronimo and them who, you know, no offense, look at it, today's history standards. I mean, they were looked at as terrorists, you know, and all they were doing was protecting their people. You know, all they were doing was just being native, you know? I don't know. I mean, you know, everybody all talks about shit and everything like that, you know, like, well, you know, your guys' tactics, what do you call it? It's like, yeah, we're good at scouting people. We're good at doing what we do. That's the native way. We're good at fucking, you know, what do you call it and stuff, but people want to go and diss us and say, oh, these guys are simple. Well, what's wrong with being simple? What's wrong with giving thanks? I mean, that's all the natives did. Yeah, people were all pissed off about it and saying, oh, they're praying to the sun. Let me tell you something about our sundance. Our sundance lasts 3 days. 3 days, 3 nights. They dance. They go ahead and pray. They do religious ceremonies. They smudge. They do all this shit, right? They do all this stuff. And people sit there and think, oh, they're praying to the sun. Do you want to know what fucking that represents? It represents life and death. The sun rising represents us rising up, you know, in spirit, coming to life. And when it sets, it represents death. Okay? If you really want to get technical in there, it's almost a homage to Jesus Christ. Okay? Because he fucking died 3 days and then rose up on the 4th day. Okay? There. Just said it, okay? It's old ceremonies. Yeah, we might call it the sun, but have you ever thought that maybe the sun represented God? Or the son of God? I mean, no shit. I mean, we call him the creator, and in the first verse of the Bible, he fucking says, I am the creator. Just stating facts, you know? Just stating facts. But yet, you know, these people, they don't see it. You know, I sit there and I tell them, well, I kind of think that the Quran is part of the Bible. I think that the Bible broke up and all these things that why we're all pissed off at each other is that's the pieces that we liked of it. You know, no offense, it kind of reminds me of Buddhism. But Buddhists are like, nah, man, fuck that shit. You know, you could be Buddhist and you could go ahead and, you know, pray to whoever you want to pray to, you know, as long as you respect that, you know, origins, their religion, their way, their culture. You know what I mean? You know, I tell everybody, I'm like, well, look, man, I'm Protestant. Okay. I do believe in hell. I do believe in Jesus Christ. I believe he died on the cross for my sins. But I also believed he was human. I also believed he did more than what the Bible said. I mean, if you want to talk about rebellion, this man literally rebelled against the Bible. You know, he did supernatural things, you know, that only the Lord would be able to do. I mean, in one part, he brought, I tell people this, right? He brought people back to life. Lazarus, there was this old woman who he fucking brought back. And then himself, what every single necromancer out there wants to try to achieve, he brought himself back with his own soul. Just stating some facts, man. And people look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, nah, man, read your Bible, read Revelations. Okay, it says this same crap in Revelations. All the shit that's going on, the COVID, all that shit could be fucking interpreted in the end of days. like the whole fucking thing, and I tell people this. I'm like, nah, if you haven't read Revelations, it's not about the end, it's about the beginning of something new. I tell everybody, I'm like, nah, if I could be a soldier for Jesus Christ, hell yeah, I'd be a soldier for him, man. That's the dude who brought himself back. He could probably bring me back after I get slain. Never heard the devil do that. And if he did, they'd probably come back as a vampire or a zombie or some shit, man. Some supernatural force. And no offense, I don't want that. I tell everybody, I'm like, it's like God gave us gifts. The very first gift he ever gave us was to Adam. Read it in Genesis, okay? It says right there that he gave Adam dominion over the animals of the air, sea, and land. Okay, that if that isn't a special godlike ability, I don't know what is, okay? I tell everybody, I'm like, you know what? I'm pretty sure the Native Americans descended from Cain. I'm pretty sure that our ancestor is fucking Judas Iscariot. I'm pretty sure that all the people who do evil shit either descend from Abel or Cain. The people that are really good, maybe they come from Abel's side because, God blessed him and said, oh, yeah, you're the younger brother. You're more better than your older brother. Been there in that situation. Legit been there in that situation. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, man, it's just some insanity. And, if you guys enjoy this, I'm glad you do. But I mean, I just want to go off on some bullshit, man. I mean, I haven't done this in a while. I usually like to go ahead and have topics that I fucking bullshit on. But this is just one of those things, you just go with the flow of things. Hell, if I'm going to go to hell or something like that, it'll probably be because I wrote the most craziest, zaniest shit out there that even God probably would see as a joke, but then look at me and be like, well, my son, I know I made you. I just don't know if I could let you in. And then when I go down to try to go to the other place, they're going to be like, man, get the fuck out of here. He's sitting there in purgatory or some shit. What are you going to get to heaven? Oh, that would be fucked up. That would be fucked up. But no, I really don't know, to be honest. I don't know where we go after we die. I hope to believe that wherever I'm going, hey, it's where I'm going. Life is what? Short. We only have so many moments here, It's sad. But enough about the sadness. Let's talk about the crazy shit. You guys know what I'm talking about? This world, man. Hell, we've done all sorts of crazy shit here. We've said, oh, time travel isn't possible. And then we found out maybe it is. It's just we don't have the material to do it. We made a fucking super collider to make a black hole. I mean, we've done so much shit. It's insane. I mean, I don't know. I used to believe that there was magic in the world. Thought cooking was magic. I mean, you take something, you add spices, herbs, you cook it, and then it becomes something completely different. You hear about volcanoes blowing up and shit, and you find out all it is just science. It's not nothing magical. It's not nothing mystical. But to me, I believe that there's a fine line between science and, magic. Maybe one day we will invent a device that allow us to control gravity. I mean, I don't know. I mean, shit, we could do that already. We can make zero gravity in airplanes as we fucking drop and fly around and shit. Just saying, I mean, if people think there isn't magic in the world, look at technology. Isn't that a form of magic? I mean, I'm sitting here talking to you guys, bullshitting about whatever on, line. Yeah. Like I said, I'm bullshitting you guys online. I mean, would you have thought this possible, 50 years ago? I mean, back then we barely had automobiles that worked. I mean, shit, go back, 100 years? We had automobiles that barely went 15 miles an hour. Now we're hitting over 200 and something. Building cars, breaking the speed of sound. I mean, I don't know. I kind of think that that's kind of God's will right there. I think that maybe somewhere deep down, God was like us, he wanted to, have a show, have something to make his life, less boring. I think we're all players in his big ass act, in that, what we do with our life, how we vote, how we change, how we grow as human beings, is a story to him. He made us in his image. And, it says that in the Bible. I'm pretty sure that's why angels and demons do not like us. I really think that it's only the Lord on our side. I'm one of those people. I think that if an angel's helping you, he's helping you to help himself. That's the sort of thinking I got. That's why I said legalize marijuana. I believe it's 118 and 190 here to legalize it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this round of bullshittery. I'm sorry I didn't have as many jokes as I'd like. I hope some of the shit I said, though, actually sticks with people, though. Anyways, this is Tay Damio Firewater, wishing you all... Oh, shite. Lost my mouse. Well, wishing you all a good day, and, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I mean, I really couldn't think of anything else. I just had to point out there, Montana is fucking crazy. And, yeah, I think I will pull the Futurama. All right, peace out, y'all.